Hey guys, this is Aaron, and welcome back. Today we are at Singapore for round number 10 in season 15. The end of this race will mark 2/3 of the season done, and only 5 more races after this. So yeah, this season is quickly coming to an end. It seems like yesterday just started, but yeah, 2/3 of the way gone. Right before this race, I had no warm-up whatsoever. I just kind of logged on 15 minutes before, did 1 or 2 laps on time trial, which was not enough, and I had stuff to do, so I couldn't do any like warm-up races or the practice session with the split. So just coming into this cold, trying to do whatever we can on our out laps to get the rhythm, get into the flow of Singapore. This is just a very flowy track. And I know with practice, if I had a warm up, I could have easily done a 37.5 easily, just getting to the rhythm, but couldn't really get into the rhythm right now. 38.3 provisionally, and just doing whatever we can to find the time. And the reason why I didn't practice all week is because 2 weeks ago when the break started, I went to Iceland for a week, traveled, drove around the entire island, just doing hiking, and then on the last day I did get sick, so the entire week before this race I was just trying to get over that sickness, and barely did any practice, had no motivation to practice whatsoever while I was sick. So crossing the line now, 4/10 up, and a 37.9. I wasn't too happy about that. I know I could have easily found 5/10 in sector 1, but it is position 6 on the grid now, 5 red lights, and off we go. Getting a decent start, not the one I wanted to. It was a pretty sloppy start. Coming to turn 1 now, we have just been rear-ended by someone or sideswiped by Wessel, but didn't affect us too much, and now we are behind Kazi in the Ferrari, reserve driver number 1. And for a reserve to be in P5, I guess he's pretty fast, got some pretty good pace here. And we're just settling in. And Singapore, not very many overtaking opportunities. I mean, it depends on how you look at it. If you're a very aggressive driver, you could try anywhere, but I'm a patient driver, and I'm not going to take those risks. I don't want to ruin my race nor the other driver in front of me. So yeah, after the race start, nothing really happens. We just kind of fall in line, just find our places, and cutting ahead 5 laps now. We're behind Kazi, and we see Marb hit the wall, making a mistake, and we're going to take that position from him, easy peasy. And I have DRS, and I notice Kazi does not have DRS, so we're just going to see what we can do, get as close as possible right here, hitting turn 1 super well, and for some reason Kazi has just got a poor exit. Try to get a good run out onto this main straight here, DRS activation, and we are really close here. Going for the move, down the inside, lock up just a little bit, and he's going to do a switchback. And I actually did not expect Kazi to leave me room. He was well ahead of me. I expected him to close the door, but so that's why I didn't go for the move, and I kind of, watching now, kind of a regret there, but no big deal. It's a long race with 31 laps, and just falling behind Kazi once again. Yeah, cutting ahead now to lap 8, behind Kazi once again, trying our best to set up this move, get a really good run here. Try to bring as much speed onto the straight, activate DRS while Kazi hits the wall. He is a little further away than last time, but I think we can make this move. He sees us coming, he's going to leave us room. We touch his back wheel a little, and Wessel slams into the back of us. And I believe that is wing damage for Wessel. An orange wing, I believe, when I asked him about it. We're going to go side by side. being respectful of each other. And I think I'm going to leave him some room just in case he does want to go side by side, but he does forfeits the position, and we take the position, making us P4. So from this point on, we start to outpace Kazi about 4 to 5 tenths a lap. Given just how consistent we are, it just was really depending. But coming up now, we have Wessel's point of view coming straight down this DRS straight and taking full speed into the back of our gearbox, and it gives him an orange wing. So unfortunate for him, ruined all his chances of getting a really good point scoring position. He probably had a P5 on the table, but yeah, don't know where he finished. But in the pits now, 1 lap before this, we saw Kazi come in for a set of tires. Don't know exactly what at this time, but we respawn 1 lap later by putting on super softs, and now we've found out that Kazi has gone to soft tires, which was very surprising. Super softs will go to the end very, very comfortably, and he undercuts us by half a second, maybe 1 second, and that's very unfortunate for us. But yeah, we kind of take these next couple of laps in lean just to get used to the tires, to get used to the grip conditions. And by lap 17, we're following Kazi, giving him the white arrow, just trying to put pressure on him, let him know we are right behind him, and see if he'll make any mistakes. After a certain couple of laps, I knew he wasn't going to budge. He was staying pretty consistent, so we were just going to step up the aggression now. Lap 26, gotten very close on the main DRS straight, and now we have it in DRS and trying to make the move on him. We get pretty close, and we kind of misjudged our speed. We slowed down a little too much, so we didn't bring enough speed into the turn in fear that we would hit Kazi's side pod. So yeah, since we got so close, I was pretty confident that we can get close once again. So lining up for the same type of move, taking sectors 1 very, very nicely, and chucking into rich mix, and getting a really good exit out of this corner onto the DRS straight and try to make another move. Not quite as close as last time, but we're going to go for it anyways. Kazi's going to take the inside this time. We're going to take the outside. We lock up just a little bit. Took a little more speed this time, but still could not get the car to stick side by side to challenge for the position. So yeah, from this point on, I kind of noticed that the white dot in front of us is slowing down by this point, and so my head is thinking, churning all these different thoughts, and we make a sloppy mistake and get a 3-second penalty. Oh, that was very disappointing. I can't tell you how mad and frustrated I was at that point. But at this point, as we catch Aladar around the end of lap 26, we just want to get past Kazi. I just want to get past Kazi for pride, even though I have this 3-second penalty. I think I just want to prove to myself that I can get past him and get the move done. So Kazi's making the move on Aladar now on the inside, goes a little deep and off track there, getting a lot of dirt and marbles onto his tires. And he's going to be struggling for traction now. As you can see, Aladar retakes the position, and they are about to go side by side through this turn onto the DRS straight, while we get a really good exit taking the racing line with DRS activated, and we are going to go see if we can do a double overtake. Brake a little early, just trying to be a little cautious, trying to go side by side now with Aladar, trying to hold it around the outside, and not quite the grip that we were looking for, but at least we've got the position on Kazi, and now we just got to get the move done on Aladar. Now Aladar is going really slow, and it may look like there are a lot of opportunities I could probably dive bomb Aladar, but honestly don't want to take those risks. And the more moves I try on Aladar, the more opportunities Kazi's going to have on trying to retake 4th position from us. So don't want that, want to minimize it. And since fuel is becoming an issue, We want to save it for those 1 or 2 more moments on the DRS straight where we really need it and to get the move done. So my initial thinking here was in the last corner where you actually just have to chuck it straight into the corner to get maximum speed onto the start-finish straight. You'll need quite a bit of aero, and since Aladar has wing damage, we're going to see if we can just shoot past him onto the straight here. Looks like we get a really good exit, but for some reason he teleports half car length ahead, and so we're going to go side by side, and quite not enough grip, but now we lock up, which was really disappointing, and I was really angry at the time for myself for doing that, because now that has just affected my speed onto this DRS straight now, and yeah, it's going to make it a little more difficult to get past Aladar, but we're going to see if we can get the move done on the inside now. But he surprisingly takes a lot of speed into that corner, and yeah, we're just going to settle behind Aladar once again. But honestly, it's still so hard to get past someone on this track. It's just crazy, especially with how much damage Aladar has. It's crazy. But you know, coming up now, Kazi's gonna give us a love tap now, misjudging the speed Aladar is taking through this sector, and I believe that is yellow wing damage for him. It's not going to matter too much as Aladar does have wing damage himself, but if we do get past Aladar, Kazi will have a much more difficult time getting past him. So yeah, just watching now and commentating this video, I feel like I could be more aggressive in terms of my driving style and making moves done, but I'm just not very confident on my wheel just yet. I found some new settings that I'm tweaking with, and yeah, just still getting acquainted with my wheel. So realistically now we only have 2 more attempts. I'm trying to get past Aladar in the main straight now, and here's the next attempt. We're going to try the same move as we tried last time, maximum speed on start finish line, and see if we can go side by side into turn 1 once again. Not as quite as close as last time, but we're going to lock up, barely keeping it on track and moving aside to let Aladar through, positioning him in front of us to be respectful and to have him challenge us into the DRS straight. But we go side by side onto the straight, but we're going to have more grip since we don't have damage, and we're going to take the position from him. And yeah, I must say, at the time I did not know, but after the race Aladar told me he got an illegal overtake for going off track and rejoining in front of me, so that is why he kind of backed off and let me through. If I knew at the time that he had that, I probably would have let him through, but since I'm not in any Discord, that was a no-go. So yeah, getting kind of lucky there. Try to be respectful, try to let him through, but he did lift off, so he avoided that penalty for us. So yeah, crossing the sector 2 line, 4.4 seconds ahead of Aladar. Our 3-second penalty has been void, and we are in the clear for P3. But it just felt so good to drive this track in clean air. It didn't have clean air all track, and it just felt so good. And we're just going to do our best to push all the way to the end of the finish line, just in case Jerry has penalties, as he is a, you know, he's just Jerry. He gets penalties. And crossing the line now, we have taken 2nd position from Jerry as well. And that felt so good. Oh. And I believe that will be 2/10 ahead of Jerry. Pushing just enough and getting Aladar just right at the perfect time to get a 2nd position, giving us a 1-2 finish. Red Bull maximum points in the Constructors' Championship. I believe still 47 points down from Renault, Railgun and Aladar in the Renault team. So it's going to be a fight between the Red Bulls and Renault. And yeah, congratulations to Marb in 4th position. He was following behind me and Kazi as we were fighting Aladar, but Aladar did have a penalty, so Aladar does drop down. And coming down to the Drivers' Championship table, we are now in 4th position. pretty good since we did miss Monza and Ruben missing the last 2 races. We have overtaken him by 1 point. So the Drivers' Championship should look a little more interesting with me, Ruben, and Aladar fighting for 3rd position while Gregors and Railgun fight for 1st position. So I hope you enjoyed this one and have a good one. Thanks.